Hey, it's the Terminian Hero here, and we're playing some more Metroid Prime. And we are gonna head back to the Chozo ruins now, because we have our missiles. So we can open that missile door that is already open because we already hit it with our missile. But yeah, we can actually explore that way now, and that is very much where we are gonna wanna go. There is another missile door like up that path, but we're not gonna deal with that right now. Just gonna head back to Chozo ruins here. Thankfully it's a quick trip. And here we are. I'm gonna ignore you beetles, because there's no reason to fight you. So now down this way, into new territory. Which means... For a second I thought there actually was something to scan there. Thankfully, no, there's not something to scan in every single hallway. But we should have some stuff to look at here. Most importantly, well, first of all, let's scan this. Alright, so we can use that with our spider ball. Spoilers. So we're gonna be getting a spider ball. We've also got this thing over here, which is not important, but the thing below it is. Okay, so that's sandstone. Alright, so I think brimstone is supposed to be for missiles. And there's our Morph Ball, so we see what we're gonna get here now. Ah, smoothness. Anyways, let's actually get down there now. And we can't move on because the beetles attack. Oh, and you can scan the wall too. Who would have guessed? So now we just gotta fight some burrowing beetles, and then, yeah, the Morph Ball should be ours. And there we go, easy. A little too easy. Here is our next boss. More of a mini-boss, really. But a boss nonetheless. This is... Ow! This is the Plated Beetle. Well-armored burrowing insect, vulnerable only in the rear abdomen. Creature's thick cranial plating can repel frontal attacks. This gives it an advantage in combat, allowing it to make ramming attacks. Only surfacing when it detects vibrations above. Surfacing. Wow. Only surfacing when it detects vibrations above. It then maneuvers itself so as to always face its rival, keeping its exposed abdomen protected. So yeah, we can only hurt this thing by shooting him in the butt. And we are gonna shoot him in the butt. So this is our strafing tutorial. Wanna wait for him to charge, and we wanna strafe around him and rapid fire his butt. There definitely are better weapons we could be using against him, but we don't really have better weapons right now. Aside from, like, missiles, I guess. There we go, he's dead. And I guess I'll get my missile back. And we got the Morph Ball. Morph Ball acquired. So we already had the Morph Ball before, like we had it back in the intro sequence, so it's not really anything new here, but it will allow us to explore more now that we have it again. I guess we will start by... I guess we'll start by going back this way. I know this isn't where we need to go, and we'll probably have to go through this place multiple times later just to get to places we want to be, but I'm gonna go this way anyways, just because... You know what, this was a stupid idea, because I know there's something down this pathway that we can't get yet. So never mind, I'm gonna head back and go the other way. Up this way. And wasps are actually coming out of these now. But we can destroy these hives with our missiles if we really want to. But it's honestly probably not worth it. Unless we're going to be spending a lot of time in an area with wasps. So we can morph under here, roll on through. And that's pretty nice. Got some more we can roll under. And yeah, that's just the same scan as on the other one. Now in here, this is the ruined fountain, which is not the fountain they were talking about in the lore, but we do have more lore here. Toxicity levels critical. Contact with contaminated water extremely hazardous. No structural weakness detected in metalwork. Well, alright. Sure, let's scan the lore from really far away, but first let's scan this. Fountain choked by overgrowth. Toxin levels are high. So what is this Chozo lore? What is the new entry? Hatchling. Alright. So Hatchling here. As we struggle with the great poison, something stirs at the edges of our vision. It is the hatchling Samus. We feel her across the void as she hunts the corrupted. Will our fates again be one? As our pride shatters, will prophecy become real? When all strength wanes from the Chozo, will it be the hatchling who fulfills our legacy? True sight eludes us, for the poison gnaws at all vision, leaving seers blind and filled with despair. Truth's blessing may come too late. And in the PAL version, a lore called Purification was here, but instead we're gonna read the lore Beginnings, which is not to be confused with the NTSC lore called Beginnings. They're two completely separate lores, but this is the PAL Beginnings lore. The history of the Chozo stretches back into ancient times, so far into the fog of the past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however. The Chozo who colonized Talon 4 made a conscious choice to eschew a civilization of advanced technology. They chose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. As this city grows, we plan to honor them with written tributes, carvings etched in stone to remind us always of their legacy. And then this one is also slightly different in the trilogy version, so I guess I'll read that even though it's mostly the same. The history of the Chozo stretches back into ancient times, so far into the fog of the past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however, the Chozo who colonized Talon 4 made a conscious choice to eschew a civilization of advanced technology. We Chozo choose to live in harmony with nature. We Chozo chose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. We believe we will spend peaceful days here and plan to leave our words from time to time. So yeah, it's slightly different. Anyways, we can just move on now. We can destroy these guys to make it dark, to make it harder for us. There's very similar enemies to that in Super Metroid. Yeah, now it's pretty dark. Although I can still see pretty well over by this tainted fountain. So this is not the way to go over here, but we'll still take a look. Yeah, unusually high toxicity. That's no surprise. Toxin levels near 90% in local water supply. And intense heat readings detected behind this door, and our hazard sensor is going up as we go by the door. So yeah, we do not want to go in there. Our visor was even fogging up a bit. So yeah, let's not go that way. Let's get these scans, though. The time of prophecy draws ever closer. It is said that when the plants wilt and the creatures change, all life fades, the newborn will descend from the sky. When decay flows, the hatchling will walk a poisoned path to the source. Oh, so we didn't scan this. But it's not anything we don't already know. So now let's actually go the way we're supposed to. Hey, we don't have to scan this time. Oh! We got Shriekbats! Territorial ceiling dweller, body temperature peaks at 121 centigrade. Shriekbats have high internal temperature, making them easy to spot with thermal imaging. They roost on cave ceilings while hunting for small prey. Fiercely territorial, they dive bomb anything that wanders near, which also makes them hard to scan. Because you gotta scan them before they dive bomb. Which can be a little hard to do if you don't spot them before they start coming after you. But I did fine with it. Vast portions of trees' cellular structure have been consumed by toxins disturbed through source water. I'm gonna skip on scanning that for now. We'll scan that later. New creature, Reaper Vine. Powerful rock-dwelling tentacle. A single eye upon the Reaper Vine keeps a constant vigil, but its vision is limited to 10 meters. A scythe-like appendage on its tip is honed to lethal sharpness. The Reaper Vine will swing this blade wildly at anything that enters its zone of perception. Yeah, we'll ignore the red scans in this room for now. That's something we'll be doing later. Save station detected. I will take it. Okay, now we see a new type of tangleweed down there, but we can't scan it because it wants us to scan the red thing instead, the special symbol that's below those weeds. So we're gonna have to find some different ones if we want to scan them. And we really can't go this way. I know there's more of those weeds in this room. Up there. They're a little far away, though. Can we really not scan them from here? Whatever, I'll scan them later. For now, let's just move on. Ow! Of course you get right in my way. Thankfully, enemies can't come through doors. They can shoot through doors, but they themselves can't come through doors. And you can shoot them through the doors, so that is a good battle tip. Now our visor's getting all foggy. So yeah, there's some Shriekbats up there that you can get a good chance to scan early. The path of corruption leads ever higher. So yeah, before we go anywhere here, I mean the first place we want to go, oh, we can scan this, but the first place we want to go is over here to the save station, which there should be nothing to scan here. No, there's not. So I'm pretty sure that the game hasn't actually told us where to go yet. Yeah. Not yet. So we do have what I'm pretty sure is an optional power-up through here. So we're gonna want to go this way. Alright, well now that we got all those scans out of the way, we've also got this here, which you can't scan for some reason, but we want to shoot that with a missile. And we can get another missile expansion for it. Okay, moving on. No more stuff to scan in here. Doesn't look like it. Got another missile door, and now the symbols that were in that other room that we decided not to scan yet, there's more of those symbols in here. And we're gonna want to take a look at them. Now, if we look up here, we've got this thing. This large metal gate blocks the entrance to the area beyond. 4 runic symbols adorn its surface. Matching symbols within this room must be scanned to gain access here. So there's a symbol right here. This runic symbol has been activated. 4 runic symbols in this room must be activated. And now we just gotta find the other 3. There's one in the floor here, below where the blast caps were. There's another one back this way at the start that you'd really only notice if you're going back. I'll scan this while I'm here. And the last one is over here, right in front of the door, right above the first one that we scanned. And now we can actually activate this by scanning the middle one. The gate has been unlocked. So, few things here. We got that, which we cannot get through yet. We got our power-up, which is getting our charge beam back, so that'll be good. And we've got some lore. So, what is this lore? Also, if you advance it a little bit, it says Chozo script translated. I don't know if you see that when we go in the logbook here. It probably does. But what's our next Chozo lore? Meteor strike. Okay. So that should be an interesting one. Yeah, it does say Chozo script translated. We have returned to Talon 4, born here against our will by a great cataclysm from the reaches of space. A meteor came, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land with the violence of its impact. Though we perceived this from beyond space and time, it was but a curiosity. A brief flare in the infinite march of the universe, but the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth into the land, clawing at life with such violence that we were ripped from our peaceful state and find ourselves wandering as shadows of the mortal forms we left behind, searching for why we are here. And the PAL version of Meteor Strike says, unforeseen by sages, a meteor came as if from nowhere, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land with the violence of its impact. Its destructive force spent, the fallen star burned itself out rapidly, and the incident should have faded into memory. But the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth into the land, a strange energy that clawed at natural life with a ferocity that seemed almost sentient. Bound by our ignorance of this phenomenon, we Chozo could only watch in horror as this dark force slowly began to spread across the surface of Talon 4. And then the trilogy version is also slightly, is also a little bit different from that too. Disaster struck suddenly. We had a vague, dark foreboding, and it became truth. A meteor appeared from nowhere, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land with the violence of its impact. Its destructive force spent, the fallen star burned itself out rapidly, and the incident should have faded into memory. But the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth into the land, a strange energy that clawed at natural life with a furiosity. That strange negative energy emitted from the meteor expanded to encompass Talon 4 in a night as a spider weaves a web. So yeah, one thing I find interesting about that lore entry is that it described the Great Poison as being something that seemed almost sentient. Which is interesting because I kind of think that it is sentient. They'd never confirm this. But there's some evidence to this in Prime 3. But anyways, charge beam time. And to teach us how to use our charge beam as if we didn't have it before, they have these guys activate, which you could roll on through with your Morph Ball, or you could destroy them with your charge beam. So that's also just teaching you that you can actually destroy these guys now, not that these are common enemies or anything. So now let's head back into that one room and start climbing. Ah. Okay, so back in here, we must begin our journey upward. And we gotta fight some Shriekbats along the way. In fact, let's just take these guys out early. Not sure if I got all of them, but I got a lot of them. I think I got all of them. And we can call this stuff to us now with our charge beam. Although if it's too far away, you won't be able to pull the stuff in. But as you saw, it does have a pretty good reach. Not an infinite reach, but a pretty good reach. Hey, more Shriekbats. Then I got hit by one. Yeah, now there's a thing up there to scan. Sandstone wall. Really? A sandstone wall? That looks like a metallic structure. That's really weird. They could have said, like, telluric alloy. That would have fit. But whatever. Oh boy, that's wonderful. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Or that. Get out of here, blast caps. So what did I do wrong here? I know you can land on something, I thought. Maybe, I guess you just have to make the jump. I thought there was a ledge slightly lower. I might have been thinking of that here if you come up from the side. Whatever, though. No big deal. Alright, so we've got a little tunnel here that could help us get past these ions, but we can't go through the tunnel right now, so we're just gonna have to either sneak past these guys or blow them up. And I'm just gonna blow them up. There's not even that many. Yeah, I knew there was Shriekbats up there. Get out of here. So this is something we're gonna want to scan. It wouldn't let us scan that in the room with the Hive Mecha for some reason, but that, lock system engaged. Secure the area to unlock door. So yeah, normally locked doors won't open until you've defeated all the enemies in the area, but sometimes doors are locked for other reasons, and right now this is one of those other reasons. So we can't go down here because this is flooded. So we're gonna want to go this way. There's nothing else I can... Inactive platform lift detected. What about that? The water has shorted out this slot mechanism. It is inoperable. That is a bit too far away to scan, apparently. But I want to scan it. There we go. Machine is inactive. Alright, well let's go this way since it's the only way we can go. And what the heck is that? It's a stone toad. Preys on creatures smaller than itself, vulnerable only from within. A stone toad is able to remain still for days. It preys upon creatures smaller than itself, inhaling them whole. Anything it finds undigestible, it regurgitates. Stone toads use their tusks as a last resort in combat. So yeah, if we turn into a Morph Ball in front of this guy, he will eat us and spit us back out, but it'll do damage, so yeah, we don't want to turn into a Morph Ball in front of this guy. Increased War Wasp activity detected. Strong hive presence within this region. Where could that be? Is it right next to me? Yes, it is, in the Burn Dome. Well, let's head to the Burn Dome then. Make sure you're not in front of the stone toad while you morph. And there's just a little intermission area here, kind of. But we also can't go back the way we came, because the tunnel is too high. And what is in here? So we can't go through there. We got a War Wasp hive up here. And here we go. This is the Incinerator drone, programmed for high temperature waste disposal. Device schematics indicate a high risk of malfunction when internal power core is damaged. Unit has minimal combat programming, but can defend itself if necessary. This drone's intense heat blasts compensate for its lack of battle prowess. And that's not the only missable scan in this fight, because it's not a normal War Wasp hive. if we hit the button there, it makes the flames go up into the War Wasp hive, and a new type of War Wasp comes out that's only in this battle. A Barbed War Wasp, airborne insect with the ability to launch its stinger at prey. A highly aggressive member of the War Wasp family, this insect can propel the tip of its stinger up to 20 meters. The stinger tips regrow seconds after launch and contain an acidic compound designed to pre-digest prey. So let's get rid of these guys so they're not a nuisance to us. So here we can go under the flame, we can jump over the flame, just depending on where it's pointing. Ow. And I heard that button go up, so let's take a shot at it. And we just need to do this a couple times and we'll have the Incinerator drone defeated. Get out of here, Barbed War Wasp. There's the button again. I think we have to do that one more time, if my memory is correct. I don't know what it is with this game and, like, having new War Wasps specifically for bosses. It's kind of weird, but it's also done. Because we have found all the types of War Wasps in this game. And what's our power-up? Morph Ball Bomb. That sounds really great and also incredibly incredibly coincidental that just so happens to be what we need to get out of here. Gee, that won't happen like for every other power-up we get in this game and all the other Metroid games. Anyways, so we've got Morph Ball bombs, so we can lay a bomb down, and it'll blow that open. You can lay up to 3 bombs at a time, but then you need to wait for them to recharge. So in this tunnel, we have a missile expansion, but that's about it, aside from, like, the health in these crates. So, the only thing we can do now is head back. But how do Morph Ball Bombs help us get back up there? Well, Morph Ball Bombs don't actually hurt you. They bounce you. So that is a help there. Just gotta wait for the next room to load there. And now that we've got Morph Ball Bombs, let's actually have this Stone Toad eat us, and we can defeat him from the inside with our Morph Ball Bombs. That's pretty gruesome. Energy spike detected. In the furnace. Yeah. That's pretty close to here. Ooh, new research. Standard Morph Ball slot. This slot is active. Inserting the Morph Ball and detonating a bomb will usually cause these slots to send electrical impulses that can activate different types of devices. Alright, and this? Basic systems appear to be operational. Device should operate once power has been restored. And if we look out here, there's just more of those things. But let's just do what we're supposed to do and activate this little slot here. So now the water lowers temporarily. We are on a timer for this, which is why I'm scanning stuff. So let's take a little shortcut out through here. And we're still on a timer. This just raises these platforms temporarily. And it makes our next Morph Ball slot active temporarily. So we can climb up here, thankfully. Get these Shriekbats out of here, so they don't mess up our jumps. And we almost ran out of time there, but we didn't. And now all of the platforms are up, and the room is unlocked. Or the door is unlocked, rather. And yeah, it's kind of weird because, I mean, that little walkway up there exists, so why would you ever need to go around this way? I don't quite understand what this path is for. But, I mean, it's cool that it's here, I guess. Not everything in a game has to have a point. If everything in a game had a point, it would be too predictable. So over this way, we have made it to the furnace. Or as Nintendo Capri Sun would call it, the furnace. I was really tempted to say that when I first mentioned the furnace. Because I just say that every time I say furnace now. Because of watching his playthrough way back when. So I had to say it at least once in this playthrough. So here we've got another energy tank. Hooray, I will take that. That is what the energy spike in the furnace was. And listen to those noises. Yeah, not creepy at all. Alright, so let's start making our way out of here. Come on. So yeah, for now we just want to go back. And I think we're capable of going to something pretty interesting now. Also, I totally could have just gone down through here. But I totally forgot about it. But I'm doing it anyways, because why not? I mean, I want to show it. Okay, so at this point, I think we just want to save and end the episode. We're coming up to something pretty big. But that is going to be for next time, because we've already been going for nearly 45 minutes now. So, yeah. That's it for this video. In the next video, we'll do something big. I'm the Terminian Hero, and I will see you then.